Now we will turn our attention to the second pillar of economic growth. That is human capital. So let's go back to your tree planting business and assume that your tree planting business borrowed some money and bought some shovels. The productivity of your crew also depends on your ability to plant trees quickly and successfully. So, do you know what mixture of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to fertilize with? Do you know the correct diameter and depth for the hole? Are you experienced with the shoveling posture and grip that will minimize injuries and maximize performance? These are examples of the productivity-enhancing competencies that comprise human capital. In the first part of this course, we introduced human capital as the knowledge and skills of workers. Human capital is gained through education, experience, and training. And it's a vital determinant of productivity. The more skills a car mechanic has, the less time it takes to diagnose and fix a car that won't run. The more skills a lawyer has, the faster he and she can prepare a case for trial. If human capital makes a difference when planting trees, you can imagine how it affects productivity when designing software or performing brain surgery. In the richer developed countries where it is widely available, and to a lesser extent in the relatively poor developing countries where offerings are limited, public education provides a basic foundation of human capital. The private sector also serves up many opportunities for human capital acquisition. Private training at places like the Second City Training Center for Sketch Comedy, Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts, and the UTI Automotive Technology Training Program can turn workers with much potential but little human capital into comedians, cooks, and NASCAR mechanics. Many students attend private colleges, and some go on to professional programs in such fields as engineering, business administration, or medicine. Human capital is also acquired on the job, both through on-the-job training programs and through trial and error. This is why more experienced workers tend to be more productive than newly hired workers. It takes a while to learn what works and what doesn't. You've probably experienced this type of improvement in skills firsthand. Compare your current mastery of your favorite sport, musical instrument, video game, or topic in school with that when you were first introduced to it. One way for a country to increase the level of human capital per worker is to increase the average number of years that citizens attend school. If you look at the graph in front of you, it shows that the high school and college completion rates in the United States have increased dramatically in recent history. For example, if you look at the year 1960, only 41% of Americans over the age of 25 had a high school education. Today, 87% do. Over the same period, the percentage of people with a college education shot up from 8% to 30%. This has contributed to the higher level of human capital per worker and thus to rising productivity. Even if the years of schooling remained constant, human capital per worker and productivity could still rise over time as the result of increases in productivity in the field of education. Your teachers, we use instructional methods and technology that were not available to us in the past. Things like Infinite Campus or even producing these videos and posting them on Schoology are technologies that we weren't able to use in the past. Now think about how you have used the internet in your high school classes to gather information and learn about the world. When your parents went to high school, they didn't learn how to use the internet because there was no internet. The computer skills you are learning will make you more productive than earlier generations could have ever imagined.